When learning to cook, you need to understand the basic methods and principles of cookery. Those principles can then be applied to any dish from any country in the world. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the techniques, ingredients and equipment used by professional chefs globally. Understanding the methods of cookery, it's like understanding a universal culinary language. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about produce. What you should look for when you buy produce, you have to make sure that it's the best possible quality you can get. I'm going to take you through a range of ingredients as they have different packaging, different textures and different smells that we should be aware of. Firstly, we're going to look at some butter. When purchasing butter, make sure that you keep it away from things that smell in the fridge, such as garlic and fish. It will take on those smells. Also, butter can go rancid over time, so don't keep it too long. Only purchase as much as you think you're going to need. We also have some meat here. Now the meat is being vacuum packed, and what that does is it stores it for longer. So if you purchase meat that's vacuum packed, make sure the vacuum seal is not broken. It must be really nice and tight and firm. We have some berries. Now when you're purchasing fruit, especially berries, just give them a gentle squeeze to make sure they haven't lost any moisture whatsoever. That way they're going to keep a lot longer in your refrigerator. Canned products are very popular in restaurants. Make sure that you have a very good quality can. Make sure there's no dents and make sure it's not blown. A blown can is when bacteria inside the can creates gas and you'll see the top of the lid lift up. A dented tin is just as bad as a blown tin. You can see here the dent. Now what that does is it cracks the inside surface of the can, so effectively the liquid is touching aluminium, not the coated surface, and that can taint the flavour of the food as well. When purchasing vegetables, make sure that they're uniform in size. They should have a nice even colour and they should look the same as each other. Also, you can give them a little scratch and smell the lemon. You can actually smell the scent of the fruit. It must be pungent and it must be aromatic. When purchasing root vegetables such as carrots, make sure they're uniform in size. No signs of pest infestation, and also make sure they're nice and crisp. You should hear a nice crack when you break it. When you purchase something in a jar, make sure the top of the lid is depressed. Otherwise, it can show signs that there is gas forming inside the jar. Also, look for the use-by date. That is absolutely paramount with all jarred goods. When purchasing bulb vegetables such as onions and garlic, give them a gentle squeeze and make sure they're nice and firm. Look on the base for no signs of dirt or mould, and then you know you've got a fantastic product to use. Over here we have some chocolate. With chocolate, make sure there's no signs of moisture and especially no blooming. And blooming is a white film that covers the chocolate. It should be either dry or shiny, depending on the type of chocolate you've bought. When looking for colour in your vegetables, make sure the colour is even. Turn the vegetable around and make sure that it does have an even coating. Look for bright, vibrant colours. It's going to make your dishes look so much better and you know that you're going to have a good quality product. Fruit vegetables, such as zucchinis and pumpkins, they grow on the ground and sometimes can get a discoloured base. Just turn them over and make sure the colour goes all the way around. Herbs, I've got some parsley here. They should be nice and firm, springy. If they're limp, just don't purchase them in the first place or send them back if you have. We have some pasta over here. All dry goods that are in packages, make sure they're not broken, no signs of pest infestation and no holes in the plastic whatsoever. When purchasing spices, be aware they do have a shelf life. Every now and again, have a smell and make sure they're fresh and aromatic. If that's disappeared, throw them away and buy some new spices. When purchasing red meat, there's a few things we should look for. The fat should be white, the bones should be a creamy colour, and the meat should be a nice pink colour with a very fine texture. You'll notice on the lamb there's an ink strip down the side, and that tells you everything you need to know about the lamb, where it came from, what breed it is, and when it was slaughtered. That's really important to know when you're cooking good meat. Now over here we have some eggs. Eggs are so versatile, they're used so much in cookery. Make sure they're not cracked, make sure they have an even colour, and also don't store them near anything that smells. It permeates through the shell and affects the egg. And lastly we have a fish. Fish should have a nice sea smell. Also the eyes should be really black and shiny. The gills should be very red. The fins shouldn't be dried out, and the scales should be laying nice and flat on the fish. When you press the fish, make sure that it springs back so it's nice and firm. If it doesn't bounce back, it's not fresh. So remember, look for a date. Look for uniform shape and size. Look for good colour and a lovely smell. Remember, it's not what you cook, it's how you cook it.